every month all the way for 1 month. This Monday, we will start the advanced.
Hello, everybody. Hiya, hiya. Good evening, everybody. I'm just getting the live stream together here. Where did I go? Where did I go? Give me a half a second here, okay? Okay. It looks like it's going. Okay, looks like it's going. All right, we are ready to go, and almost ready to go. Almost ready to go. Okay, hang on. 1 second here. I gotta pull up there it is right there. I've got two screens on the go, and sometimes it's a little bit tough to get everything coordinated together. I know it's a little different here tonight, but okay, here we go. Do we see? What do you see here? Live screen. Okay, it looks good. All systems go. All systems go. All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of DayTradeSPY.com's weekly fireside chat, intro to trading. Yes, we are here and ready to service you. Service you. Yes, is that right? What I say here? Okay, good. Okay, a lot of people online here this evening. Good to see it all. All right. Okay, we have a questions box. You'll find a little questions box icon on your Zoom dashboard. By the way, it is January the 11th, January 11th, 2026, second session here of the year. My name is Hugh, and how's my hair? I got my hair cut the other day. Okay, looking good, I hope. All right, so yeah, it's questions box. You'll find a little icon on your Zoom dashboard. All right, click on that. I am the only one that sees that, so go ahead and say whatever you want, all right? That's really what it's all about. So, moving along here, what we're going to talk about here tonight. First off, before I go any further, I just want to find out, where did you hear about us? Did you go right to the website, you got linked in there, or did you get an email, social media? I know we're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I don't know what else. Um, what else are we on? Tinder? Somebody said Tinder? No, not Tinder. Isn't that a dating site, Tinder? Tinder, isn't that where, you swipe this way, you go for a date and swipe that way, you don't want the person? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Um, too high tech, too high tech. Or a newsletter. Did you get it from a newsletter maybe? You saw the newsletter the other day? Or how about the Inner Circle update? Did you click on there? Okay, website, email. Okay, here they all coming. All right, so what'd you find out about us? Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, website, email, social. Okay, all right. You're all chiming in here. All right, that's cool. That's cool. This is an interactive session, folks. Feel free to email. Okay, feel free to interact here, right? The more interaction we have, the better. All right, that's kind of the way it works. All right, gonna leave this up here, this disclaimer for about a few seconds so I can read it and understand that what we do here. Okay, social media, cool. All right. Okay, folks, you alone are responsible for all your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. I think you know that. Okay. Okay, let me see. Get some questions here. Okay. All right. Meet your hosts. Meet your host. My name is Hugh, and I think many of you know me. Learned most of what I teach from the trenches, deep in the trenches. After my own financial advisor blew out half my account, that's when I realized I had to take matters into my own hands. Excuse me. You'll find that I'm that kind of a guy, you know. I go by the I go by a couple sort of models, you know. One is, if you want something done right, do it yourself. That's always a good one. And what's the other one? I believe nothing of what I hear and only half of what I see. Although now what I've seen with AI, I don't believe that either. It's Are we getting to a spot in the world where you can't believe anything anymore? I mean, you really can't. I've seen some stuff with AI. Um, just blows my mind. Okay, so my wife is playing around with AI and a cat. We're actually cat sitting, and hmm, excuse me while I take a drink here. And she has put some stuff on social media with this cat. So this cat, I don't follow it, but apparently this cat has a lot more followers than we do. And she's attracted the attention. Oh, yeah, I love this. She's attracted the attention, believe it or not. I got to tell you the story. Okay, so you got to understand. Sunday nights, this is kind of like laid back night. All right, we just relax and have fun. Okay. And we talk a little bit about trading. We talk about what we're going to do to make things life for you and easier and how to make things go better. And anyway, this cat that we're cat sitting loves to watch television. And I'm not just saying in some passive way, but actively jumping in front of the TV and sitting there for a very long time, hours, and watching TV. So we caught her, I guess my wife caught her watching Dancing with the Stars. I guess it's a very popular TV show, and I forgot the guy's name. Who's the guy's name? Dancing with the Stars. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me. Is there like a Darren or Derek or something? Dancing with the Stars. I know the name if I heard it. Uh, s- let's see. Star. I think his name is what's the name's character here? I should know this. I don't know this. I wish I should know it. Um, one of the stars in this thing here, Dancing with the Stars. Let me just see if I can find the name of this. I didn't prepare this for this thing. Derek Howe, Hugh, is that the way you pronounce it? How? Derek Howe? Apparently, so so the cat's video went out on social media, and this guy Derek, who is I guess one of the hosts with this TV show, chimed in that he liked the video. So also I have to tell you that caught the attention of some, I don't know, some cat magazine or something, and they want to make her the ambassador. And anyway, long story short, this cat is up there like number one or two or something right now, popularity. And I guess if there's some contest going on. If she wins, then the cat gets $10,000 or something. So I don't have the address or anything. Maybe next week. I'm not sure when the contest closes, but I should get you probably the link, and maybe you can all move the cat to the top. So anyway, a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. Thanks for that, Dom. Yes, I got a haircut. Yes, he's a judge now. This is Derek Howe. Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy. So we got and my wife verified that it's real. It was a real post. So I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. All right, what else do we talk about here? My beloved Buffalo Bills won today, apparently. They played the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's see, what is the final score? 27 to 24. So I'm pretty happy about that. 27 to 24. The Bills, nice win there. So I don't think they were leading the whole way. Maybe they were. I can't remember now. Maybe they were, but I think I didn't really watch the game. So I was busy. I was busy getting my PowerPoints ready for you guys. So all right, let's move on. Let's move on. Let me see what else we got to talk about here tonight. Okay, so long term. All right, so I learned a lot about what I do here from some courses, but really what I really learned, the good stuff, came from the trenches trading. Right, this is the stuff this is where the pain. Right, you get the pain, and what happens is you learn from your mistakes, and that's what I did. I learned from my mistakes. Then I started making money because here's what happens: when you learn from your mistakes, you stop making all those things that don't work for you, and you start. The only thing left is those things that do make you money. So I started just doing those things that make me money, and eventually, what happens? The pain is so bad that you really learn. You're either gonna, the choice is either you learn or you're done. Right? There's no in between. You're either going to learn this stuff or you're finished. And whatever those lessons are, and you keep getting the same lessons until you learn them, or you're done and go on, do something else. Anyway, before I realized I was getting some pretty good trades, I was doing some pretty good trades. People took notice. They coerced me into teaching them, and that's what happened. We started training people how to trade internationally since 2010. 2010. So we're doing pretty good. 2010. In 2022, it's 3, 4 years ago now, 3.5 years ago, we got the attention of Eagle Financial Products, Eagle Financial Services there, and they bought us out and they hired us back. Pretty good deal. But then they brought in John Johnson. John is actually a litigation lawyer, Texas. Good old boy. We call him John. John, the boy next door. Super nice guy. He is a trader. and a trainer, and he does SPY just like we do. So he has his own set of indicators, and I have my own set of indicators, separate indicators, and we do the trading room together. We do a bang up job, got an incredible record. We make money, and John's philosophy is very simple: take what the market will give you. All right, and I like to do scalps. I like to just get in there, make a little bit of money, take the profits, wait for the next setup. Get in there, make a little bit of money, take the profits, wait for the next setup. I think it's a good way of doing it because number one, I'm making money. Number two, I'm having a lot of fun. It's the best of both worlds. I don't like to do long-term swing trades. I don't do spread. We don't do any spreads, no naked positions, none of that. Okay, none of that. What we do is simple buy and sell calls and puts. Doesn't get any better than that. So we identify those high probability trades, right? The ones that are probably going to work. And then we get in, make our trades, hopefully make a few bucks, right? And that's what we do. All right. So free newsletter gets sent to your inbox every Thursday. All right. This week's topic is Miracle on the Hudson. Miracle on the Hudson. And this one's a little bit on Sully Sullenberger, Captain Sully Sullenberger. He is the one that brought down the American Airlines. No, so it was US. I think it was US Air Jet. I think it was an Airbus. The Canada Geese got into the engines. Engines flamed out, and they're over New York City. And it was going to be a very disastrous outcome. But he ended up landing the plane in January. Actually, I believe it was January the 15th. So by the time you get this newsletter, it's going to be actually 17 years, if you can believe it, that actually happened. And yeah, I know. And it's a little bit about him, but he had some sage words to say because I follow him and he had a LinkedIn account where he actually I grabbed that and it's incredible. I swear this guy's an options trader because you can take his advice and put it right over options trading and it holds 100% to what he was saying in his comments. So anyway, a little bit of a newsletter on that, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. If you have not yet registered or subscribed, I should say, please go to our website, DayTradeSPY.com. When the pop-up comes, simply register right there. All you have to do is just leave us your email address, and you're going to get this newsletter every Thursday. All right. Conversely, if you don't want to register, but you still want to see the newsletter, you can still do so by going to the website, DayTradeSPY.com, and up at the top left corner, you'll see Spy on the Market. Click on that. You'll get to see all the old editions of the newsletter. I think for the one Thursdays, I think it's posted up there a couple days after it actually is published. So, but you want to get it into your inbox, so just subscribe and you'll get it right there. All right. Moving along here, this is what we're going to talk about right now. This is where SPY actually is what happened this last week. Let's just expand this out here and talk about this last week. We're going to quickly go over this. Monday, markets rose. Crude oil prices saw gains after the U.S. attacked Venezuela and captured Nicolas Maduro, the self-proclaimed pseudo, whatever you want to call him, wannabe president, whatever. I don't want to touch that one, but you know what I'm talking about. Brought him back to the States unharmed. I think his ego was a little bruised, but he and his wife, and taking over the oil. Right, you're going to ramp that up. Anyway, oil went up and pushed the SPY up as well. Let's push SPY up, the S&P up. We had 7 wins, 1 loss that day. On Tuesday, SPY logged another record high as data storage stocks led the AI rally. Artificial intelligence, we had 9 wins. And that led into Wednesday. Declines in JP Morgan, Blackstone, and some other financials pulled SPY down, while NVIDIA and Alphabet lifted the tech sector. A little bit of an upswing there, and then, of course, later on, some technical trading with what I want to say, with some profit taking. We had the market came back down again after the jobs report. That's actually what spooked it late in the day. Closed at 689.59. We had 8 wins on Wednesday. 8 wins on Wednesday. On Thursday, Trump announced $1.5 trillion investment in defense spending. Well, that moved military contractors in in gear here, and it pushed SPY back all the way up to close at the mid 690s. We had 6 wins, 1 loss. On Friday, SPY saw another record high up at 695.31, led by Intel and positive words from Trump and a stronger outlook on AI. AI seems to be taking over um, yeah, interest rate news. I find they're sort of neck and neck. Whatever happens with AI seems to move the market a lot. It used to be just interest rates, but I think it's kind of neck and neck. So I think whenever there's news on interest rates, that of course is going to be a big thing. But AI is right up there as well. Bureau of Labor Statistics reinforced expectations that the Feds would hold rates steady this month. We had 8 wins on Friday as well. All right, so seasonally. Seasonally, that blue line is where SPY is now. The red line's a composite of the last 5 years closing price on the daily charts. And it looks like we're just kind of bouncing around, sort of kind of an upward trajectory here going into February. But we have our ebbs and flows here. All right, it's not a straight line up. You're going to see some ebbs and flows bouncing around between now and probably the mid-February level right now as we head higher. So you got to be very careful on this. We noticed there's just pretty well flat trading over the last week. I don't have you know what? I forgot to get the bubble. Let me see. Let me go back here, see if we can get this bubble. Where'd the bubble go? Hang on. I think I can do the bubble here. If I bring this bubble to the front, there we go. All right. It's not going to be exact, but it's going to be something like this. We are looking at yeah, something like this. So it looked like SPY was actually pretty flat over the last week, and historically, SPY gained about 1 point in the coming week. Okay, so there's going to be a positive now if we follow to the historical norms, but we may see a very gentle, basically a flat week, but maybe a very gentle move to the upside. So be very careful with trading. There's no guarantee, of course, that we're going to follow what we did historically, but it could happen. It could happen. So we'll see. Anyway, that's where the pressure is. All right, that's a little bit of pressure. So what happened last week? A lot of geopolitical shifts with Venezuela. They've had long-term impact on oil prices, but limited effect on the U.S. economy or markets in the near term. If anything, the labor market data that was mixed. We had job growth that slowed, continuation of sluggish picture, the same as we had much of last year. These are the things that are actually going to move the markets, all right? Interest rates, unemployment numbers, employment numbers, these are the things more than anything else. Now, oil is going to come in the picture as soon as the oil starts moving in from Venezuela for the last number of years with the leadership of Maduro. Things have been not too, the oil had not been forthcoming from Venezuela, but I think we're going to see that open up right now. Still no decision on tariffs by the Supreme Court. We were waiting for that the other day. Although it may be imminent in the weeks ahead, we're going to see. This is the decision as to whether the president and the administration has the authority to impose tariffs as expansively as it has. And what happens if tariffs are deemed illegal by the court? Well, I understand the companies are already standing in line to get their rebates, so that could be pretty interesting. We're talking about refunds possibly upwards of $150 billion. If tariffs are cut down, well, the U.S. may have to issue refunds. 150 billion. That's not pocket change. But overall, it's really nothing in comparison to gross domestic product (GDP). All right, so it isn't going to be earth-shattering news or anything like that, or towards the market. But I think it's going to have an effect on the market. But we're going to see what that decision is going to be. All right. Good news is that markets remain focused on key drivers. Earnings growth is revised to a higher 14.7% this year. So earnings are still going to move the markets. We're going to see what happens. All right, let's take a look here. Here's a chart of the U.S. monthly job gains. Slowed through last year. You can see it came down here. We're right up there at, I think, the end of 2024. 2 years ago was pretty big, but a year and a half. But it is slowing, which is cause for lower inflation, sorry, not for lower interest rates. Um, we see the pressure to the downside with interest rates because of the jobs market. Pressure to the upside because they still want to bring inflation down to 2%. Inflation is still running a little bit warm in that regard, but they're pretty confident that's on its way down. It's stabilized, so we're going to see what happens. The next rate announcement is going to be at the end of January. I believe it's something like January the 28th. That's the last Wednesday of January. So here's what happened with the market last week. S&P grew 1.6%, or year to date 1.8%. That's pretty good growth. Nasdaq followed suit. Dow Jones up 3%. Things are really moving along nicely. We're chugging along very nicely here. All right, coming up this week, no news day on Monday. CPI on Tuesday, along with new home sales, ADP weekly employment change. We have PPI, another inflationary index here on Wednesday. Retail sales and existing home sales. Unemployment claims on Thursday. Empire State Manufacturing Index, also called the New York State Manufacturing Index. Also the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index. That's going to be on Thursday and Friday. No news day. What does that mean? Well, volatility could be low on Monday and Friday and high on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Also, whenever President Trump speaks, expect volatility to rise. I notice he's not getting in front of the cameras much as he used to, but we'll see. Anyway, it's just something that whatever pops up into the news that you might want to keep an eye on, right? And want to be careful. So let's say he was supposed to, speak at noon on a particular day. You see that on the schedule somewhere. I like to use Forex Factory as my schedule. So just punch that up. Always, and I notice that it comes down sort of a lot of last minute kind of scheduling on that one. Okay, so the same day it just might pop up. Oh, Trump speaks at 12. Okay, whatever. Be very careful about being in a trade because he has a way of moving markets. He has a way of moving markets, and not always in the direction in your favor. Not always up. It used to be always up. Usually, I notice that the market does tend to go up, but it does create volatility. Volatility. Not a bad thing. We can make a lot of money on volatility. So, all right, moving along here. What are we talking about here? Folks, we got many opportunities every day to make some serious money on the market. And we show you how to spot them and how to trade them. Um, Not all setups are going to be, right? Not all setups are going to be trades that you want to get into. And I think that's a really important thing to know. You might see a setup, so you jump into it. Well, you may not want to get into that setup if you see, for example, let's say to the upside, you see resistance is only, 20 cents over where the market is now, even though the setup is there. You hit that resistance, you bounce off that, go back down real big. You're thinking, well, what happened? The setup was there. Well, yes and no. So you got to be careful. But we show you all that. That's what we do is we teach you all of that stuff, all right? Folks, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our new project here, our 2026 goal. All right, this is our 2026 goal. This is where we track all our trades in the trading room. What we're trying to do is we are recording all of our trades in the trading room, okay? But as if we are only buying 5 contracts per trade. Now, thing is this, follow along all year long, 2026, to see where we end up. All trading room trades are going to be included. It's not a separate gold trade. So it's not like you're going to say, okay, here's a gold trade, right? Last year we called it the challenge, but we're not doing that. So this is a goal we're going to do and see where the market takes us for 2026. At the end of the year, we're going to add it all up and see, well, how'd you do? How'd you do? All right. If you only traded 5 contracts. And the reason we do that is we're trying to make it um, less stressful so that you can get in at any time and anybody can get in. All right. Especially new people. So we're trying to keep it at such a level that you're not putting, you don't need like tens of thousands of dollars to do this. All right. Um, and it is, you should use a cash account so that you can get in and out easily, or a margin account. but you shouldn't need a margin account to do this. Now, I know some people may not have that much money in their accounts, but here I'm going to go over what we did so far this year, right? Here's our spreadsheet for this year. And so far, you can see where we made $1,400. $1,400 to date, 420, 978.15, and um, let me go back a bit. Let me go back. Hang on. Where did it go? There it is. So every day, I shouldn't say it. Every day we added it up. 420 the first day, 550, 150. Here's one day here. We actually had a net loss of 350, 305 rather, 305. We actually had a net loss because we had a loss of 560. That was actually on an OMG trade. We bailed out early. The funny thing is that we stayed in it, we would have made money. But I just lost confidence. It was actually on a put trade. The market started going up, and I thought, you know what? I don't like where this is going, and I don't want to wait into after 10:30 and everything else. Let's just dump this. We can always make the money back later, and that's what we did. The following day, which was Friday, we made 585. So year to date, we were up $1,400. But here's the cool thing, all right? Here's the statistics on this whole thing. Um, we did 24 trades, 5 contracts each. And again, this is all in the trading room. And not only that, but we did not include things that we might have talked about outside of the trading room, like, for example, the pick of the day. The pick of the day is a separate subscription from the trading room, but sometimes we talk about it in the trading room later on. Like we don't give you what the pick is. We'll go back and talk about it after the fact, so that it doesn't compromise the people that have the separate subscription, right? You want to be very careful about that. But our average investment was $2,239. Our average time per trade was 17 minutes. We had 23 wins, one loss. Year-to-date gains, $1,400. Now, if we extend this into the end of the year, we should hit a goal of $72,800 profit. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. If your average investment is $2,200, really, you walk away with 72,800, going at the current rate, we'll see if we can maintain that, right? So that's kind of where that is. So I really like this. I really enjoy it. A lot of people are really enjoying it. I know it's not the same as the challenge trade. Some of the issues with the challenge trade the last time that we did that were um, we um, we really pushed it near the end to get over the goal. We had what's called, I think it's called a gold gradient effect. That's where you really push hard near the end just to get to the finish line, right? And it's a real term. And I know that we were doing some pretty high risk trades. We were investing a lot of money. We were compounding. Near the end, we were actually doing same day expirations. I mean, we felt very confident when we were doing the trades, but it was somewhat high risk. And I think people following us may have experienced some undue stress. Well, Hugh, you're in this massive trade. You got a lot of money. It's expiring today, and I don't know if I feel comfortable with this. I don't think I'm going to take the trade. So, some people made a lot of money on that last challenge, but I think some people lost some hair. Okay. They really got stressed out. They're biting their nails. So we're trying to make it a little bit easier, more linear than sort of exponential, I guess, if you can call it that. Anyway, $1,400 up for the first week. So I think that's pretty good. I think you should probably agree to that, right? You'd probably agree to that. All right, that's our 2 minute tutorial. No, that's not our 2 minute tutorial. Here comes our 2 minute tutorial. Let's take a look. I have the secret to early morning trading, and here's why I do early morning trading. Because people sometimes ask me, Hugh, the market's open till 4:30. How come you're not in there till late? Why do you wrap up the trading room at 10:30? We want to still stay on. And I get these questions a lot of times from people who are new in the trading room. So what happens is, and just a reminder, folks, any questions you may have, put them up in the questions box. Not sure I'm going to get to them all, or not going to talk about your specific trades necessarily, but we'll see. So I like to trade in the morning, and I'm going to give you the reason why, my number one reason why. It is because, and I don't really talk about this too much because this is some of the secrets. I keep some secrets back that I talk about in the trading room, all right? But this one I'm going to tell you because I want you to join the trading room because this is where you're going to really make some serious money. All right. And also, our other services are all centered around the morning trades. The day trades by signal and the pick of the day. These are all morning trades. And there's a reason. It's because options move disproportionately to the stock in the morning. In fact, they move faster and more extreme than later in the day. So when the market opens and there's pent-up demand, that's going to push the market up right away. Just get in, make the money, get out. A lot of times, I get this all the time, and myself too. A lot of times, my daily goal, I have a daily goal. You should have a daily goal. Um, my daily goal is met in a matter of a couple of minutes at the beginning of the day. A couple of minutes at the beginning of the day. This happens all the time. So this is how it happens, right? So what happens here? The secret to so you watch for the setups, and again in the trading room we show you all this. Make your trades, and then you're done for the day. Don't worry that the market is open and you're not in a trade if that's the case. When you hit your daily goal, you really got to get out of the trade, all right, done for the day. It's the hardest thing to do because you want to stay in the trade because the markets are moving. So let me show you. I'm going to give you a couple of examples here. I'm going to show you these charts. All right, the candlesticks. The candlesticks are the option prices, and you'll see the option prices here on the right side. Okay, those are the option prices for the at the money options. It doesn't matter. All the options, it's the same effect on all the options. On the left side is where SPY is, and that purple line, that is SPY. So what you see here early in the morning, just an example, Friday. This is a couple days ago, Friday, right? Just now. You'll see that SPY, the stock was down here, but the option jumped. It jumped proportionally over the stock price. And it kind of held that for a while, and then it kind of caught up to the stock price later on in the day and sort of tracked along for the rest of the day. I mean, I only have this up till about 10 after 11, but you'll see that in fact over here further down there, down the line, the option was actually trailing the stock. So the stock would move up, but the option would not follow suit as quickly. It would trail. But over here at the beginning, you see the option jumps over the value of the stock, right? Now, what you want to do, you got to be careful how you get into this thing. You want to get in at the beginning, not up there. Because if you get in up there, this price up in here, you know, you're going to be paying a premium for the option. Okay. Let me show you what I'm going to show. I'm going to try something. I want to bring up a line here. I'm going to see if I can do this. And this is why. So the thing is to get in here. So now you're going to say that, okay, for example, anything whether it's the signal or the pick or you want to jump into it, you might be buying, for the ask price, and then you don't get filled. It comes back saying, well, the ask price is higher now, so then you go back to the new ask price, and you don't get filled. You don't. When do you get filled? Right here. You get filled here when it's already coming down. Well, that kind of sucks because now it's coming down, right? What you want to do is you want to get filled on the way up. So here's the secret. If you're jumping in and you see the thing going up, put in your bid, right? You want to buy it, so put in your bid price for a couple of cents, 2 or 3 cents more than the ask price. That puts you to the front of the line. You're bound to get it. You're bound to get it. So let's see you get it here, bang, and then you track it up. Let's see over here, you had bought this option for $5. A couple minutes later, it's up to $5.50. Could have picked up 10% here in about 4 or 5 minutes. This happens all the time, right? And then you bail out, you got your money, done for the day. I want to show you something. I'm going to see if I can find a line here. Oh, how do I find a straight line? Draw. Can I draw a straight line? Shapes line. Okay, let's see if this will work. So here's where the stock is. I can draw a straight line across here. It's a straight line. It's a pretty straight line, right? Okay, there we go. Now take a look here. The stock is over here at, let's just say, 692. Let's say the stock is 692. Well, your option price, while the stock was at 692, your option price was up here around 550, right? Give or take a few cents, right? And that's what happens at the beginning. So this option price, the option is very expensive here. So you get in at the end of the day here, like you're at the beginning right here, and you're paying that high price. If you don't get out of it, you're in this thing, or if you get in right in here, right in here. Maybe I can do this here. Spotlight. There you go. Spotlight in here. I don't know if I want a spotlight. What else do I want? Eraser, color, yellow. You get in right around here. I don't know if I'm just kind of playing with this thing here. Let's see. Color. Maybe I can find something like that. Text. Draw. Draw. How about like one of these things? This is right here, right? You get in right here. You have paid a lot of money for that option, way more than what it's worth. And that's one of the that's the danger of following it and getting in right there because you're getting in where the euphoria is right at the most. Everybody's excited about this thing. Oh, it's going to the moon. I'm getting, and then of course, the big boys they say, okay, we got it, profits, we're going to sell, and then they sell. It goes down. But here's what I want to see. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do there. I want to erase that one. Trash this one here. Can I trash that? Clear. Oh, I don't know. I gotta erase this one. I gotta erase this one. There you go. Now look at this. Look at the stock, right? The stock over here. You see the stock? If you move the line over here, the stock is that same price. Well, take a look and see. Take a look and see where's the option price. Option price is about 20 cents less than where it was here at the beginning. You see what I'm saying? Option price about 550 there. The stock is at that price, about 692. When the stock came back up to 692, the option did not go back to 550. It went up to about 530. Let's move it further down the line here. How about later on over here? Oh my gosh, you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The stock is now the stock is back at 692 and over here by 11 o'clock, that option only went up to $5. $5. So if you bought it up here and you're looking to sell, you're going to wait. So the stock goes down. You're going to wait, right? You're going to wait until the stock comes back, and you see it come back here. Well, it only went to 530. I'm going to wait until it goes back up to 550 because that's what I paid for it. I want to at least get my money out of it, right? And then it goes higher. Well, the stock had, in this case, as it turned out, the stock had to go up to about, oh my gosh, where's that line? Get the line in here. The stock had to go up to about 693.20, another $1.20, right? Well, maybe not. Actually, that's not true. The stock had to go up here, this level here, for your option price, a little bit higher here, right? A little bit higher, maybe not that much higher, but a little bit higher here to get your option price. But when it came back down, and then when it back down to where that stock was here at 692, well, it was only worth about $5. Let me give you another example here. Moving along to the next page here. Okay. All right. So there's another. No, that's not it. Okay. You know what I have to do? I have to erase all these lines here. Okay. Let me get onto this here. Close. No, I guess I got to erase everything, right? Trash all drawings. Okay, got it. This here is the day before. So what I showed you here, why can I not move my, okay, something happened here. I guess I got to close this off. There we go. This is Fridays. This is Thursdays. This is Thursday's chart. So the option, or the stock opened here, went down a little bit, then it started coming back up. Look at this. The option price jumped up a lot. Okay, I'm going to move the lines here again. So the stock price was here, 688.90. And the option price is, my gosh, it's up here. Actually, the stock was coming down. The option was still moving up. Almost 490, probably 488. Even if it was down here, the option takes a little bit of time to get caught up. But realistically, here's the stock coming down. You could have still bought this option for 470. So you can see how the option is moving away from the stock like a little bit, right? It's going to an extreme. It's happening faster. So once again here, if we extend this line to give you an example, where the stock was here, the option was say 464, 465, where the stock was at 688, 688.90. But where was the option? The option fell down from, 480, let's say 480 down here, further down the line if you want to wait for it. Uh, when the stock came back up here, the option was down in this zone in here, considerably lower. It may have peaked up at 480 very quickly, briefly, but where it spent most of its time at 480, 485, 486, now it's struggling to keep up. So this is the point here. All right, the point is that the option moves faster in the morning, more extreme in the morning, and it's going to give you the better results in the morning than further down the line. And when I say the morning, I'm talking about first hour of the day. First hour of the day. The funny thing is, and I'm going to go back here now. Let's see, clear all these drawings. Uh, the funny thing is, I want to talk to you here for a second about this. All right, there we go. The I remember trading in different groups and whatnot in the early days, and I'd be looking at, we'd be looking at trading these things early on in the morning, and people would always chime and say, "Well, that's amateur hour. That's amateur hour," as if it was a bad thing, and I shouldn't be doing amateur hour. And I always wonder, what's the problem with that? I think that's a good thing, isn't it? And does it really matter whether you're taking the amateurs' money or the professionals' money? Um, I also go back in my log, and this is something you could do, you should do. Always go back in your log and, assess the trades. By that I mean go back and see your entries and exits. You'll probably find that, look at this. The early part of the day, I was in and out in a few minutes. When I continued trading after, say, 12 o'clock, I might have been in a trade for an hour. And if I got in the afternoon, oh my gosh, I could be in the trade for 3 hours, getting just a little bit of money, if anything. Sometimes I lose. So that's the reason. All right, get in the morning, trade in the morning, get in and out. All right. All right, let's look at some questions here. Okay. Robert P says, I've been cat sitting for a couple months and I think it's your cat. So at what point does a cat become ours? The cat we're babysitting, the young ladies in school, Houston University, uh, and Christian University in Houston, getting her MBA. Where she's living, she can't have a cat, so we got the cat. Okay. Hmm, nice cat. Very popular cat. But anyway, thanks for that. Okay. Question here. I know the OMG, which is short for out of the morning gate. This is one of our strategies in the trading room. The values are determined from before the market opens, high and low points. Those support and resistance lines, all right? But what time frame are they chosen from pre-market? We use the 5-minute charts on that here, Michael. 5-minute charts. Yeah, so I determined, you get the breakout on that 5-minute chart, close. So the OMG is it's a short, short form for out of the morning gate. That's what OMG stands for. A little play on words here these days, right? So the first 5-minute candle to close outside of those lines, that is the direction we're looking to go for a 6% profit target. Okay. It seems to be we can be working very well statistically. Now, I am making a little bit of a change here for this year. If it's truly going against me and I don't feel comfortable with it, I'm not going to hold on to it just because, we said at one point that we're going to do that, and we're going to close at the end of the day. We're going to make some executive decisions along the way. If we don't like something, we're going to bail. We're just going to bail. Always get back into another one. So, all right. When do you sell puts? John is asking, and John A is asking, when do you sell puts? Okay, so we don't, so we sell them after we bought them. So the way we trade, we always buy first, then we sell. So the only money you can lose with the way we trade, I want to tell you, options trading is very dangerous to your financial health, right? You look at your package of cigarettes, not that I smoke, I don't, but it says something about the, I don't know, Surgeon General or whatever, or whoever, the doctor of the day or whatever, advises against, it could be hazardous to your health. Well, options trading, we should have a similar logo on ours that says options trading can be dangerous to your wealth. Because with options trading, it's very flexible and they give you lots of rope to hang yourself. And if you do not know what you're doing, you're going to lose your money, a lot of money, even more than you anticipated losing. So I really need you to not trade options unless you know what you're doing. All right. Sometimes I actually, in talking to people, I actually tell them, I need you to promise me that because I don't want to train you. And in fact, that's funny because every now and then I do talk to somebody and not so much anymore. We don't do one-on-one training anymore, but I'll get into conversations with people and stuff. And if I see somebody who's sort of arrogant or cocky, I'll tell them, say, I don't know if I want to train you. They say, well, why not? I'm paying you. I said, no, no, that's not it. I just sense that you're going to get into this. You're going to blow up your account in no time. And then you're not going to be very happy. You're not going to be happy with me and everything else. I'm telling you right now, I do not want you to trade until I tell you it's okay to trade. I want to see your logs, whatever. And I want you to paper trade. Lots of paper trades before you get into real trades. So here's the thing, though, but to minimize that exposure, because there are strategies that can make you lose a lot of money, right? So to minimize that exposure, we buy first calls and puts, and we sell them. So the only money you can lose is what you put into the trade. All right, the only money you can lose is what you put into the trade. There are other strategies that facilitate where you sell first and then you buy them back. And that's fine as long as the stock is moving your direction. If the stock moves against you, you could get a margin call. And a margin call is very simply this. You have to make up for the value that you're in, the shortfall. And if it's trading, say, SPY options, each option represents 100 underlying contracts. And if you fall short of owning that asset or having control of that asset, excuse me, then you're going to have to make up for the shortfall. Now, each option controlling 100 shares, you got to keep in mind, let's say SPY stock is $680. Well, that means one single option could be $68,000. All right. And if you're in the shortfall, you could be underwater pretty quick if you get a margin call. And I've known of people who do that. Well, I was so sure of the stock going this way, and then it went against them. And look there's no guarantees. There's nothing is for sure. Nobody knows for sure where the market's going to go. I mean, we have a very good track record and a very good idea as to where it's going to go today. But would you put $68,000 online for a single contract? you know, and I like to trade a lot of contracts. So I like to know that the only thing I can lose is what I put into the trade. And that's if everything goes totally wrong and I stay to the end. So to be clear, all right, and this is another fallacy. Just because you lose doesn't mean you lose at all. All right. You never let your options go to zero. Never let your options go to zero, okay? You want to bail out of there long before that happens. One of the controls we have that makes sure that doesn't happen is that we like to buy lots of time. So you'll find that I like to buy lots of time. On Mondays and Tuesdays, I will buy that Friday's expiration. On Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, I like to buy the following week's expiration. I just have a lower theta loss. So yes, it costs me more money per trade, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to get it all back when I sell anyway. But I have a lower theta loss. If I buy same day options, and I know some people in our trading room like to buy the same day options, well, I got to tell you, you can make a lot of money, but you can also lose a lot of money very quickly. So very important. All right, let's get on to some more questions here. Okay. Uh, Okay, where can we access an Excel copy of the 2026 process? Okay, Mike, so we get that Excel sheet. So in the trading room, as a trading room member, you will have access in your trading room portal. So you log on and where it says trading room at the top, you go down, and I think it's the third one down. I think it's the last one down at the bottom. Um, and let me just see if I can find it very quickly. If I have it, great. If not, then I don't want to pull it. I don't want to waste your time with that. Okay, I don't have it handy here, but it's under. You'll find it as a trading room member. It's in your trading. Go to the top under it says trading room. Open that up, and it's the bottom link. Okay, so click on that. You'll see the Excel spreadsheet updated every day on that. Just go down and excuse me. I think it's called special reports. And it should be at the top of the special reports section. So click on that. It'll be a download. All right, so you'll download that, and there's your Excel spreadsheet. Okay. 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 So you mentioned on Monday you made seven trades and one loss. Why does that show up in your chart? Why does that show up in your chart? Okay, let me see. Let me go back to the chart real quick here. Is this what you're talking about here? Monday? Okay, so these trades. Okay, first, okay, first of all, I only took. Okay, I see what you're saying here. It actually does show up in the chart, but what happened was for the sake of to put it on the PowerPoint, I cut off some of the trades at the top. So I see what you're saying here, Susanna. Let me go and find it and see if I can bring it up and show you. Okay, I gotta go find it here. We got two monitors. Just bear with me, and I will show you what I'm saying here. So now that also might be a little bit different in that we only show the trade. Here it is right here. So this is it right here. So this is it here. Okay, so now this doesn't show up in the chart that I. I'm trying to point to this stupid PowerPoint as if you can see me pointing. Okay, let me get this out of the way here. Okay, get this out of the way. Get this out of the way. There we go. Okay, so what you the chart's a little bit different in that I don't have all of the trades for January the 5th on the one I'm showing you the PowerPoint. But here's the full chart. Okay, here's the full chart. All right. So you can see how I made these three trades here. John made the other two. So there's five trades there. But what you see in this other, let me get this out of the way here. Okay. What you see here could be different from this here. Let me go back here because, oh my gosh, going all the way back to show this here. This is what this here. So when I say seven wins, one loss, this could include the pick of the day and includes the signal. And it could also include maybe a trade that John or I did that we did not talk about in the trading room. So, but there could be other trades in here. The ones we show you in this screen here that we talked about, that I just showed you the chart. Those are only the trades that we had done in the trading room. Okay, these are just trading room trades. All right. So everybody was online. Everybody could have made the same trades. Okay. So any trades outside of that would not be on there. So anyway, all right, let's move along here. Folks, I'll get to some more questions a little bit here. Folks, I want to talk to you about the programs that we have. This is where you're going to learn all this stuff. And this is an integral part of this webinar. So I can show you that you can actually learn all of the stuff. We teach you this stuff. And these are programs exclusively available through DayTradeSPY. You're not going to find this anywhere else. I'm going to give you these codes at the bottom here. Okay. These codes at the bottom are you just obviously these are QR codes. You know what to do. Put your camera on that and click on that. Now, if you miss these, I'm going to present these to you at the end of the session as well. So don't worry about it if you lose it. But I got to tell you, if you're just starting out, or if you're a seasoned trader, it doesn't really matter. The Inner Circle is a really cool program that we have because John, and when he's not here, I do it, but we look and see all the various indicators that we look at, technical indicators, fundamental indicators, the news, what happened, what's coming up, all the different inputs. We put it into the big mix master, churn it out, and we see, is the market going to go up or down? Where is the propensity? And then we let you know in our morning market analysis. And we also give you a follow-up report later on in the day as to what we actually did. Listen, if you have any questions, you bring them to our Wednesday night interactive meetup. You can either email John or myself, you get the questions, or during the session, email them. And by the way, these sessions are recorded. I know we have a lot of people in parts of the world that cannot make it to the 8 o'clock Eastern Time Wednesday night meetup, but they certainly get the recording right after it is done. Okay. So these sessions are really cool. John is the one who hosts this on Wednesday nights. Very, very comprehensive. He answers questions. He goes through all kinds of information. Great learning tool. I mean, just the Wednesday night sessions alone is well worth way more than what we're charging on this thing here. Concise, informative. It's all you need to do. Let us do the heavy lifting here, folks. Really, only $2.99 a year. Eagle is selling this as it's a loss leader. I would call it a loss leader. You know, you ever go into the store and they say, "Oh, Campbell Soup was on for 10 cents a can or something, and big stack of cans. So you load up, right? And they say, well, limit, 10 per person or something, that's what I think this is. This is a loss leader. Because really, $5.75 a week? Are you kidding me? Not even a cup of coffee. So all of you, everybody should be in on the inner circle. All right. Number one. Number two, we have the day trade spy signal. You get this 3 to 5 times a week, algorithm based. All right. And look at this. This is ideal for those of you who are not able to be in front of a computer every morning. Maybe you got to take the kids to school. Maybe you're driving to work. Maybe for work you're out driving around. I remember one gentleman I had years ago. Um, can't remember his name now, but he was a lineman or something. He worked for I think I don't know if it was a phone company or the power company or something, but he'd be in his truck at 9:30 in the morning. He says he couldn't, but he could get stopped, pull over. So he'd pull out his laptop, open it up, and he'd make his trades. Make his trades, closes his computer, sets it up for sale, off he goes, finishes work. So he couldn't be in front of his computer to watch us day trade. He couldn't be in the trading room, but he can place a trade whenever he would get the signal. He would pull up. Other people they have it on their cell phone. They got the app on their cell phone. Thinkorswim, Tasty Trade, all these apps have a cell phone application, right? And just load that up. And as soon as you get the signal, bang, you buy it, put it up for sale for 5% gain, walk away, come back later, collect your profit. All right. And if it's not sold by 4 o'clock, sell it at the market close. Or if you're really daring, hold on to it at the end of the day. A lot of people will do that in case it's not, sold at 4 o'clock. And they find that most of the time the next day it sells pretty quickly. The cost of this is only $3.99 a quarter, $14.95 a year. I'm just going to go here, $3.99 a quarter. What is that? Less than $100 a month, or that works out to about $23 a week. So you're going to get a signal for about $4.60 a day. You're going to be told what it's a very specific option. It's not, some vague number. It's a very specific option. Now we can't tell you how much to pay for it because we don't know. We just tell you when to buy it. Buy it now. Whatever the market price is, buy it now and then put it up for sale for 5% profit target. Pick of the day is very similar to that, but instead of getting it on your, which by the way, the signal is delivered to you sometime in the morning, algorithm based, but the pick is different. The pick is where John and I get together before the market opens and we manually find a trade for you to buy at the market open. So right at the opening bell, you want to get in on this. Now, if the stock is going against you, wait for it to turn around, then get into it. Okay. So we email this to you right around 9 o'clock and buy it at market open, sell it for 6% profit target. Now, usually this thing is going to fill very quickly, usually in a few minutes. And again, if it's not sold by the end of the day, just sell it at market price or hold on to it. You can hold on to these. They are they have lots of expiration time in them, so they can handle an overnight stay if you want, right? It brings its toothbrush with it, so if it does spend the night with you, it is protected. So anyway, this too, $3.99 a quarter or $14.95 for the whole year. All right, the trading room, you're gonna love this. Hosted by John and myself. Hosted by John and myself. Interactive. So between John and myself, okay, you gotta understand. We have over 45 years of market experience. That's a lot of time. I think we've pretty well seen just about everything. We've seen the ups and downs. We've seen it all. These sessions are interactive. So just like this, you can actually chime in, ask questions. It's all there. And 9:20 to 10:30 Eastern, recorded for later review. This is where our strategies come alive. You're going to learn and earn fully narrated. Doesn't get any better. Plus, we have a lot of fun, right? $24.95 a year or $6.99 a quarter. Not going to go long. This is actually the best value, folks. I'm not going to kid you. If you know, and you don't have to be an expert trader. This is not set up to be for experts. I don't know if you've been in any other trading rooms where, oh yeah, I don't understand a word this guy's saying. He might as well be speaking a different language. Not that at all. If you don't understand anything, you punch it up in the questions box. We explain everything for you, right? Learn and earn. And now, if you know what calls and puts are, this is where you need to be. If you know what calls and puts are, this is where you need to be. Very simple, right? Um, And let me see what else yet. I really enjoy it. But listen, this is the beauty of what is this here? What is this safe to be? Okay, I got to tell you, this is where we really shine. And honestly, uh, I can't be clearer than this. All of our programs offer a 30-day money back guarantee. This kind of like shopping at Costco. You buy something there, I don't like it, and come back a month from now and bring it back and give the money back, no questions asked. Imagine how much you are going to learn, even if you don't want to keep it. But I will tell you, most people keep it. Why? Because they're making money. And they understand that the longer they stay with us, the better they're going to be. And that is not the idea. Isn't that the whole, idea? You want to become a great trader, right? You want to become a great trader. But if it's not for you, we get it. Not all programs are going to be, for you that we have. But if it's not for you, just give them a call. Hey, it's not happening for me. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't like it. I can't do it. You don't even have to give an excuse. Just say I want my money back. They give you the money back. No problem at all. So you are in a no-lose situation. You are actually in a no-lose situation. All right, some more questions here. The trading room closes at 10:30 each day. The reality is sometimes we do go a little bit later, depending on what's going on. If sometimes things are, really on a roll and we're in the middle of something, we'll go to 10:35, 10:40. So so we do that. Okay. Okay, so question, the ask price changes so fast. How do you know what ask price to enter the trade? Okay, so you need to, generally speaking, enter a trade at the ask price. So if the ask price is $3.05, but if it's changing fast, what I will often do is put my bid in for 308, 307, 308, and I get it right away. All right, if it's bouncing around, say 305, and I really want it because I sense it's going up, I'll put my ask price and my bid price in for 307, and I get it right away. So and then I run it up, and as it runs up, I'll take my exit at 330 or something, right? Immediately as soon as I get it, I put up for sale. That's the trick. So as soon as it lands in your in your on your platform filled order, you own it now. Immediately create an opposite order and put it up for sale. Pick a number wherever you want to take it, whatever. Pick your number or wait for it to go to a certain point that you want to, but get ready and and have it so that you're one keystroke away from selling it. If you're following, say, the charts or something. But I will say put up if I buy sort of 305, 308 or whatever, I'll immediately put it up for sale for say 320, 330, whatever it is. And usually I get it within seconds. That's how I get these trades, 53-second trades, 20-second trades. That's how it works. So. All right. Question: where do you find this graph chart, price chart versus the option price? I get that on Thinkorswim. It's funny, I don't have it loaded up now. Thinkorswim. Uh, okay, so if you're using Thinkorswim, Derek, are you in our trading room? Because I'd like to, if you're in the trading room, I can show you tomorrow morning, all right, how to do that. Very simple. I'll even tell you, you right click, go to edit studies or whatever it is, I think it's edit studies, and you just add another study, overlay on your chart. Very simple. Okay, what delta, how much time are you buying? Excuse me, my delta, I like to be around 50%. Time, I like to buy, as I mentioned earlier, Mondays and Tuesdays, I like to buy same week Fridays. On Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, I like to buy the following Fridays. So. And where do you see the orders that are entered live so we can put that same orders in at the same time? All right, so I'd like to teach you how to do it so you know how to do it. Where do you see the orders that are entered live so we can put them in? Okay, so we show you our sim accounts. In our trading room, we narrate our trades, totally narrate them. When we show you our sim accounts, you will see them happening right there. It happens very fast. So, and I've been asked, well, can you put in a chat box or something so we can see? Unfortunately, no, we can't because it happens very fast. You have to pay attention and do it. So we can't be typing away and, well, this is what I'm gonna do and this is what I'm waiting for. By the time you do that, the trade's over. You know what I'm saying? It happens fast. So we talk about it, say, okay, I think it's coming up. When this option hits this level here, I'm jumping in and I see it's $3 right now. I'm going to get in. I'm getting in now for $3. And before you know it, it's 302, 303. Bang, I got it for 305 or 302 or whatever, right? Okay, I'm in. Now I'm going to put it for. So these happen fast. You got to pay attention, but don't worry about it because eventually you are going to pick it up. You're going to hear it. All right, so I know we're going a little over time. I don't really want to, but um, and any pilots online here? Any pilots? You guys, any pilots here? If you're a pilot, you'll know that air traffic control, right? Remember when you first started flying, how intimidating air traffic control was? And oh my gosh, you know, but eventually you learn to hear what these things are, and all the codes, right? All the codes they speak, and you'll identify your aircraft. So when the control tower, calls out your number, you'll pay attention and you'll listen to what they're telling you to do, right? You're also listening to all the other traffic around you. So that's what happens. And I'll imagine if you're flying into Los Angeles or New York or somewhere, right? And you can imagine the chatter on the airline frequencies and how you're supposed to be able to do that. But you pick it up, and as you get experienced, you'll pick it up, and that's the way it's going to be here. I'm not suggesting that what we do is air traffic control, but it's going to be pretty quick. But you will pick it up, so don't worry about that. It'll come. Okay, so. Uh, and yeah, thanks for the comments here. Thanks for sharing the stories. Oh my gosh, Ann, I could be here all night telling you stories, but I don't want to handcuff you to this webinar. But in the trading, we talk a lot about stories, and I have some stories to tell you. I have lots of stories to tell you. Anna, you like stories, right? Uh, okay, you have stories. I have stories for you. Okay, how much are you paying per contract on your platform, Jeff? So I use a couple platforms. I use Tasty Trade for my big orders. I pay $1 a contract to open a position and zero to close, up to a maximum of $10. That's right. I can trade 100 contracts for $10. I can trade 1,000 contracts for $10. But I also use Thinkorswim because that is the program that I show in my demonstrations. And I don't know what I paid. I think it's like $1.25 or something. It's not much. So I patronize them as well because if I'm using their platform, I should pay them money too, right? So that's what I do there. So okay, Susanna, which programs teach you how to chart? How to do the points, the things you do while online? Susanna, which programs teach you? Okay, well we have some standard programs on our webs. I think let me just pull up our website here. What's our website? DayTradeSPY. So we have programs, but Susanna, you are in our. Let me just pull this up here. Okay. We have workshops, online workshops. So if I click on online workshops, these various workshops, right, pop up, and you can buy these various workshops, bread and butter strategy. I think the one you're asking about is the bread and butter strategy. Oh, how to charting workshops. This is it here. But Susanna, you're in our trading room. You're already in our trading room. So if you have any questions about charting, just ask, and we'll go over charting. Not a problem here. So, all right. Okay. So you close at the end of the day. So why pick 7 to 8? Okay. Very good question, Richard. I get asked a lot. Why don't I just pick a 0 date expiration if I'm just in and out for a few minutes? Well, that is because the theta loss. The theta loss is huge. It's virtually 100% of the option value. By the way, do you guys mind if we go over a little bit? I like to keep it around an hour, but looks like we're a few minutes over. If you're okay, if you don't mind going over a little bit, I think you get some valuable information out of this. Plus, we have a contest coming up, so don't go too far. We're only going to go a few minutes here, okay? We've got a contest here. But what I want to tell you is that 0 date expiration has an extremely volatile and a high theta loss. So what that means is that even though you want to sell in a few minutes, it doesn't always happen that way. Let's say the market's going up, you buy it and you want to hold on, and now suddenly something happens and the market tanks. Well, you'll find that they suck that premium out of that option real fast, and it takes a lot to bring it back up. So you got this volatility working against you, and the longer it takes to bring that option price back up, right, the more theta loss you are losing. So you can make an awful lot of money with a zero date expiration. I know some programs do that, but it's very dangerous. And it's not a matter of if, it's when. It's when you're going to blow up your account. All right. And you want to play with dynamite, it's like Russian roulette. You want to play Russian roulette, go for it. If you want safety, you'll always buy time. Time is insurance. Time is insurance. You're buying safety, even though we're looking to get out of it the same day. But if something should happen and you have to stay in this thing for a couple hours or even an hour, you're not losing much theta loss. So don't worry if it costs you a little bit more. You just buy fewer contracts than what you want to, put in financially, and you're going to get it all back anyway. You're going to get it all back. So it just takes the stress off totally when it comes to preserving that theta loss. So all right, okay. Oh my gosh, James L. I love this. Oh my gosh. Uh, James L. Okay, I love this testimonial here, which you wrote in here. This is actually very good. James, I am going to email you to ask if I can actually use this because I might be able to put this if with obviously with your permission. So James L. All right, I don't want to say his last name because we have privacy issues here, and I don't need a husband or wife. What are you doing trading? I know you're trading, and so they're in trouble. Says, hey, Hugh, thank you. I've been trading options for a year, and I just started in the trading room. I have learned more in 2 weeks than all last year. First week starting January the 5th to the 9th, I made $1,200. Had 24 profit trades, one loss. Loss was bought at noon. My bad. Congratulations, James. That is actually really awesome. A term I use sparingly. That is actually really, really cool. Thank you so much for that, James. Very nice email. I like that. Congratulations, made $1,200 in the first week. So we're gonna do very well. We're gonna have a great time together. Okay, Kent. Yeah, Cessna 172 pilot. Okay, you know what I'm talking about, Kent, right? Air traffic control, all the chatter on there. Oh my gosh, getting crazy, but you learn over it. Okay. All right. You know what? I think it's time. It is time for our contest. This is okay. So what I want you to do here, folks, we are going to have our contest. It's a random number generator, and I'm going to give you about 30 seconds here. I'm going to talk. Put it in the questions box, your number between 1 and 100. 1 and 100, and the winner, the person closest to it, gets a free ebook. And tonight it's going to be Triumphs and Tragedies. And I'm going to pull up the random number. I'm going to pull this up now. Now, this is when you see this number now, this is not the number. This is actually last week's number, another one number. This is not the number that we are going to show you. We're going to hit the random number generator number, the button rather, and we're going to pick a number, right? We're not going to pick a number. The number is going to generate the number, and the one closest to it wins the ebook, Triumphs and Tragedies. If we have a tie, you both get the ebook. Okay, I'll give you another, say, 10 seconds here, right? 10, 15 seconds. Punch up if you have not yet. Give us your number in the questions box. And all right, now let's pull up the number generator. And again, okay, this is not the number. So, okay, I'm going to click at 3, 2, 1. The number is 79. The number is 79. Now I'm going to go through the numbers. Okay, real quick here. Ooh, okay, this is pretty good. I see some 77s in there. 77. Oh, okay. Where's my little sheet of paper here? 77. 77 for Anna. And W. Okay, Susanna. What, really? The women are coming in here pretty close here, guys. What the heck? Seriously? Is this going to be, what is it? 79. The number is 79. 79. Anybody closer to 79? Yes, it is close. Okay, 73. Wow. Okay, yes. All right, we have two winners, folks. Susanna V. Susanna V. Did you already win an ebook? The reason I ask is you can pick whether you want. And then I'm going to give you the option to. Okay, both of you, can you just punch in the questions box whether you want triumphs and tragedies or tips, tricks, and traps? Tips, tricks, and traps or triumphs and tragedies? Let me know in the questions box which one you want because you have a pick. Let me know in the questions box right now which one you want. If you don't respond to that, then I'm going to pick one for you. And I want to do that before the end of the session. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes here. Which one do you recommend for a beginner? I'm leaning towards tips and traps. Okay, tips and traps. Okay, no problem. Okay, Suzanne. Okay, tips and traps. Okay, okay. We got them. We got them, folks. Uh, Irving won last week, only two away. Yeah, really cool. All right, we're gonna move this guy over. All right, move this guy over. Any last questions? No last questions. Subscribe now, folks. Subscribe now. And with that, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to leave you. Where's my song? I'm going to leave you and I'm going to let you for the next 2, 3 minutes. I'm going to let you take pictures of all of these QR codes. And so these QR codes, what they're going to do is they are going to give you a brief description of what the programs are. Simply scroll to the end and then pick your program, whether you want it for the year or the quarterlies. And I hope you subscribe to them all. I shall see you next time, folks. And don't forget, of course, a 30-day money-back guarantee. Been a pleasure.
For a while, but to get what you really want can take some time. You gotta be focused now, don't play around, and trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you what I'm seeing. You can have it if you dream it. Just be brave and you'll achieve it all. It all. I wanna know if you really want it, and if you do, then just shout it loud and clear. I wanna know if you really need it, and if you do, then just shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear. And there ain't no stopping now. You're the one. Shine brighter than the moon and the sun. Be great at what you do. Give it all of you. And trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you what I'm seeing. You can have